What's up? How's everybody doing out there? This is Dee Hinton from Insane Sports Comedy. Now, I told you guys I was going to keep up with the AFC North predictions. It's been a pretty eventful day for me so far. I've been nowhere but inside, but I'm not going to speak too much on what's been going on with me personally. But I'm going to get down to the Cleveland Browns season prediction now. My opening statement for the Browns is a lot of guys like to try to speak lightly of this club. I know they got new uniforms and they got new players, but to me, they're still going to be the same Browns team. They're going to suffer all the more. Um, I don't see much changing for this Browns organization, to be honest, as of 2020. Um, let's get straight to the games. Their first game at Baltimore against the Ravens. In my Ravens video, I already predicted the Ravens winning, so I have an L for Cleveland there. Against the Bengals, I predicted the Bengals losing to the Browns, so I have a W there. So, the Browns are 1-1 to start the first 2 weeks. So, they're fairly in the middle with pretty much about a good 70% of the league. Because who isn't 1-1 in their first 2 games? You feel me? You win some, you lose some. It's literally. But then they have the Redskins in Cleveland on week 3. That's going to be the easy matchup. So the Browns are 2-1, right? Now, we know how Cleveland fans are. They get one taste of winning. Wow, it's such a big thing. I feel like the Browns fans at this point are gonna feel so much momentum coming from this team, but this is where it's gonna start to derail. The Browns on week 4 are gonna have to go to Dallas to face the Cowboys, and you already know my prediction, right? Mm, mm. L. Then they go back home to face the Colts. L. They go they go in Pittsburgh to face Steelers. L. 2-4 for their first 6 games, and then they go back to and then they go not back to Cleveland. They go to Cincinnati. Um, if we're being technical, the Bengals and the Ravens are pretty much expansions of the Cleveland Browns, but we're not going to get into AFC North history. This isn't that type of video. So we're just going to keep it straight on schedule. They go to Cincinnati, they beat the Bengals. So now they're 3-4. You're 3-4, week 8. Now, about I always say this about 3-4 teams. This is the thing about being 3-4. You have this one game to get your team back on track to hope for a postseason, not to make a postseason, to hope for a postseason. Because 3-4 is not a record you want in your first 7, but 4-4 is a start you can learn from. 3-5 is a painful start you can learn from, and I feel like the Browns are going to have that painful start. They're not going to beat the Las Vegas Raiders, not even at home. They could prove me wrong. Anything could happen in the NFL, you know. Half of the Raiders' offensive line could be hurt, like any typical Raiders season, or the Browns could just straight up stink, like any Browns season. Now, 3-5 going into the bye week, and Cleveland is thinking, "Damn, we done stunk it up again, and it might not get any better for us." And whoever at this point is thinking that it's not going to get any better for the Browns, based on my predictions, you're right. You're right. Home against the Texans, L. Home against the Eagles, L. They go on the road to face the Jaguars. Now, I know it's for my predictions, I predicted the Browns winning more road games because their road games are not as challenging. If you look at their road schedule this year, outside their division, on the road, they have Tennessee, they have the New York Giants and the New York Jets. No, not Tennessee, Jacksonville and Tennessee. They do face Tennessee. They do face Titans on the road, and the New York Giants and the New York Jets and the Dallas Cowboys. So outside their division, the Cowboys and the Titans are their only 2 tough teams. Do what? But here's the thing. Here's the thing about the Browns. I have them losing to the Texans and Eagles, right? So now they will. So now they just had 3 straight games at home, didn't win either of them. But they go on the road and they go to Jacksonville where they get that easy win in Jacksonville. At this point, with 5 games left, the Browns would be 4-7. This game against the Titans would be your last chance to have any type of playoff run, because 9-7 is the last decent playoff record. 8-8 is not really a playoff record anymore. Not in today's NFL. 8-7-1 with a tie barely cuts it. Um, so you have to win out from that win in Jacksonville. You have to win out against the Titans, the Ravens, the Giants, the Jets, and the Steelers, and that's just to consider yourself vying for a playoff spot. Against the Titans, they lose 4-8. They go back home to face the Ravens, they lose 4-9. Now at this point, 4-9, more than likely the Cleveland Browns are probably out of the playoffs. Mathematically, they probably be in by a probable 5 or 10%. It would take a landslide of other teams for them to get in, and even then, maybe just for a 6 or 7 seed. Oh yeah, haven't forgotten, because of CBA, there's a seventh seed. There's a seventh seed in the playoff picture now. But the Browns aren't gonna make it. Um, their last win will be in MetLife Stadium, Week 15 against the Giants. That will be their last win of the season. And so out of their 5 wins, they'll only have those two of them at home, which will be their 2 first home games against the Bengals and the Redskins. Going on from there, they will lose every other game at home. So they win against the Giants in the MetLife Stadium. They have to go to MetLife Stadium again. So they're playing in the same stadium 2 games in a row. Doesn't sound too hard for the Browns, right? But they're gonna lose to the Jets. Now, why would I predict the Jets beating the Browns? Because the Browns seem like the only team stupid enough to lose to a team like the Jets. It's just that simple. In Week 17, they lose to the Steelers. So the Browns, I have the Browns at 5-11. I don't predict them going to the playoffs. I don't predict anything special happening for Cleveland this year. It's going to be another junkyard year for the Browns. Um, Although Beckham is not going to make it any better, Baker Mayfield's not going to make it any better. I constantly forget the name of the Cleveland Browns head coach, but I'll do my research, and I'll talk a little more on my AFC North conclusion video. Before we get to that, right after this video, I have to do a Pittsburgh. I have to do not my reaction, my prediction on the Pittsburgh Steelers regular season. So this is ISC Dee Hinton. You already know what it is. I'll be back in a sec.